The question was, do I see a connection between Hong Kong and what's going on in the trade talks? I think if it weren't for the trade talks, Hong Kong would be in much bigger trouble. I think it would have been much more violent. I really believe China wants to make a deal, and they know it puts us in a very bad position if there's not a humane way of handling the problems. And I've let them know that, look, handle it in a humane fashion. And we'll see. But I do believe that because of what I'm doing with trade, that's very much keeping down the temperature in Hong Kong. I think it's by really a lot, because China wants to make a deal. I actually think China has to make a deal.
And China has taken a very hard hit over the last number of months. You know, they've lost 3 million jobs. It'll soon be much more than 3 million jobs. Their chain is breaking. The chain is breaking up like nobody's seen before. And once that happens, it's very hard to put it back together. You understand? I think they very much want to make a deal. And the longer they wait, the harder it is to put it back.
Sir, can you help us understand the timeline on the China calls? Were you referring to the statement by the Vice President?
Well, we've had many calls. Secretary Mnuchin is here, and you've had many calls over the last 24 hours, but certainly over the last 48 hours. We've had many calls, not just one. This isn't one. And these are high-level calls. They want to make a deal. And by the way, I think a deal is going to be made, but they want to make a deal.
So the Chinese are saying that there weren't any particular.
The Chinese are not
calls.
saying that. Excuse me, let me explain something. The vice chairman of China, do you get higher than that other than President Xi? The vice president, the vice chairman, it's like the vice president, the vice chairman made the statement that he wants to make a deal, that he wants to see a calm atmosphere. He wants it all to happen. That says it there. I don't have to talk about, you know, you folks were reporting before, well, we can't find any phone call. He released a statement. I didn't release it. He released a statement.
But there were phone calls, sir, Mr. President. There were phone calls.
Numerous calls.
The thing that it comes from is the back and forth and the changing statements from yourself, so that
sorry, it's the way I negotiate.
So my question is that a strategy? Is it a strategy to call President Xi an enemy one day and then say that relations are very good the next day, and then, you know, I mean, it's gone back.
It's the way I negotiate. It's done very well for me over the years, and it's doing even better for the country.
What's your name? I don't think I know you.
I'm Chen Liu from China's Xinhua News Agency.
Okay.
And my question is just about the U.S. arms sale to Taiwan yesterday, the F-16s. Actually, Secretary Pompeo said on Monday in a Fox interview that the U.S. arms sales is inconsistency with the 3 communiques between the U.S. and China. But actually, one of the communiques issued in 1982 says clearly that the U.S. government states it does not seek to carry out a long-term policy of arms sales to Taiwan, and the arms sales to Taiwan will not exceed, in qualitative and quantitative terms, the level of those supplied in recent years since the establishment of the bilateral ties, and it intends gradually to reduce the sale of arms to Taiwan to a final resolution. So how could Secretary Pompeo's statement that it's inconsistency with the communiques, but it actually just violates the communiques?
We don't see it that way. 1982 was the year I was born. I don't think it was that long ago. So I think that we're still in keeping with the Taiwan Relations Act that we have here and the 3 joint communiques.